Alright. Hello and welcome to the Boys Upstairs Show in Super Wild Card Weekend. We are now the Boys Upstairs Show presented by Barcroft Power Washing. Andrew holding up the merch there. We're big fans of Barcroft Power Washing. Power washing is something that you need.
Yes, I agree. It's the best. It's the best in the business.
The best
Let's go, dude.
The best in the business.
Now we go.
All right, with that, we'll go ahead and let's talk about football a little bit.
Let's do it.
Guys, we're here in studio once again.
Sorry.
Took last week off for Scott's holiday trip to Florida. It was very fun. Scott, did you have fun?
Trip of a lifetime, boys. Trip of a lifetime. We're ready to get back into business now. Chat some ball.
All right, well, let's go ahead and start off on Saturday. Super Wild Card Weekend, Monday, Sunday, Saturday. First game Saturday, 4:30, the Las Vegas Raiders. Traveling to Cincinnati, Ohio to play the Bengals, who are minus 5.5. The total is 49. Jake, why don't you go ahead and start us off?
Can we just have a round of applause for Derek Carr for all the shit that this man has overcome this year, for getting the boys into the playoffs? They faked us out by not running out the clock. He looked at the ref. He's like, oh, should I let it go? And then should we both get in? Then he called it and they kicked it. What a great moment. Vegas is in it. I think they cover.
Yep.
I don't think they win. 6 is a lot. The last time we saw Joe Burrow, he hobbled off the field against the Chiefs.
Correct.
I think he'll be healthy, but his first playoff game, it's also Derek Carr's because they made the playoffs for it was 1 year, but then he was hurt for it. So I think they keep it close. I think Cincy wins around 24-20, but I like him to cover the +5.5.
Do you know who the last team the Cincinnati Bengals beat in the playoffs were, Andrew?
1992. I'm not sure. No.
Baltimore Colts.
Close.
Is it the Oakland
Is
Raiders?
it the
It's
Tennessee
the Houston Oilers.
Oh,
Houston
wow.
Oilers? I know.
Who are discontinued, obviously,
Not a
now
team
the Titans. Neither of these teams have made the playoffs since 2017. The Bengals are 0-7 straight up in their last 7 playoff games. 1-6 against the spread.
It's a different team, dude.
I am taking the Las Vegas Raiders +5.5. This is a team destined. This is a team that has had every reason to not be in the playoffs, but is in the playoffs. The Bengals are known for not being very good in the playoffs. Obviously, Andy Dalton, what was the guy's name? The coach.
Carson Palmer. Oh, the coach? Marvin Lewis.
Marvin Lewis.
0-7 in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He never won a game.
They made the playoffs basically every year and always lost first round. I'm also going to be taking the under 49 here. I think that they might be a little jittery. They might be a little nervous. And because of that, I think that the under will hit, along with the weather.
I do think that the Bengals are going to win this. Joe Burrow's unstoppable right now. He's hot. He's going to keep that rolling into the playoffs. And I truly believe that him, Jamar Chase, that electric offense is going to beat the Raiders on Saturday.
Piggyback alert on Martin. Or not Martin.
My name is not Martin.
Whoa.
God, dude.
Come on.
I hate you every day of my
Sorry,
life.
That's my fault. But I literally had in my notes, Burrow can't be stopped. I'm going Bengals -5.5 here. I totally disagree with Jake. 6 does not meet the threshold of too many points. And the king of the first half under is going to strike one more time. Actually, maybe 2. First half under 24.5. I think this is going to be low scoring to start. I don't know how it's going to keep going. But I think the Bengals are way the better team. Joe Burrow can't be stopped.
No one's going to bounce in. I'm going to piggyback on Sam. I was waiting for someone else to pop in and maybe say something different because I completely agree. And Sandy took the words straight out of my mouth. Bengals, electric offense. They really are. Raiders scraped that victory over the Chargers. Looked like they couldn't shrug them off. They just about did. They did the job and respected Derek Carr, what he's done. It's been a tough season for the Raiders, but it comes to an end now. Bengals are the better team on both sides of the ball. Burrow is the guy for this franchise. Bengals -5.5. And take the over as well because these are two offensive teams.
Alright, so I'm taking the Oakland Raiders +5.5 and the under. I'm going to take full advantage of Eden not being here, but the weather is supposed to be absolutely shitty in Cincinnati. I think it's supposed to be winter mix and it's supposed to be windy. So, I think the Raiders are a better running team than the Bengals. The weather definitely is going to affect their passing game. And Bengals haven't won a playoff game since 1992, so I'm riding with Oakland.
I agree. I also checked the weather report. Didn't need Eden here. We all we need. I like Raiders +5.5, but I think what Jake said is very valiant. I think that they do keep it close, but I do think the Bengals will squeak out that victory. I'm not going to touch the total on here just because of the weather. Obviously, two great offenses, but I'm just going to stick with Raiders plus 5.5.
We'll go to the next game. Saturday night. New England Patriots, Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. Total is 44 points.
All right. Check this out. Whoever wins this game is going to make the Super Bowl coming out of the AFC.
I disagree.
I truly believe it. I'm not a Chiefs guy, which we're going to get into in a little bit.
We will.
I'm picking the Patriots outright. Not the points, outright, money line. They're my AFC Super Bowl pick.
Okay.
I don't trust any team in the AFC. I trust a lot of coaching staff, not team. And the Patriots have the best coaching staff, in my opinion. It's going to be about 5 degrees and windy. We talked about last month or whenever the hell it was at the game of the wind. Perfect Patriot weather. This reminds me of that again. Bills' air raid offense is going to be weird. I think the Patriots win the game outright. Mac will throw more than 3 passes, but maybe not much more. It's going to be a ground and pound game. Give me the Patriots to win, not to cover.
Yeah, I just don't agree with that at all. I know
You're picking winners.
I pick winners, and that's what I do. And I believe that the Bills are going to win. They're an electric team. Patriots aren't like they used to be. They're great in the playoffs, obviously, with Tom Brady. They have Belichick still, but with Tom Brady. Mac Jones.
6-game win streak.
Apparently, Mac Jones is the next reincarnation of Tom Brady. Who really thinks that? Is that really true?
Well, what concerns me really quickly, Mac is playing the worst he's played since like weeks 1 through 4.
Under.
Which concerns me.
Yeah.
He's been the Colts game, he played poorly, but like I said, they're going to keep the ball on the ground. They're not going to put too much
It's
pressure.
true. It's true. And that's out of Belichick and his play calling and how he runs that team. But I still believe that the Bills are going to piece up the Patriots, and they're going to win that game on Saturday night.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great one. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be a really close game, really, really ground and pound, really gritty game. But Bills are going to come out on top for sure.
No doubt.
No doubt.
Allow me to piggyback off my little brother. I'm just going to do that right now. Andrew's right. The Bills are going to win this game. And the Bills are, -4? I think that's easily attainable. They probably win by a touchdown. The under is the safe play here, so I'm going to add that to my card. Go ahead. Weather conditions aren't really favorable, but Bills are my AFC Super Bowl pick, if I had to be honest, if we're going to just be completely outright here. I love the Bills to make it to the Super Bowl. Bills -4 here in the under.
Spread-wise here, I'm going to disagree with the Weisz brothers. Because it is going to be a bad weather game again. Could be snowing. It's going to be very cold, very windy. I'm going to go Patriots +4. I think the Bills could probably win by a field goal, but I don't think they're going to win by more than 4. It can go both ways, honestly, because I think the ground game is going to be huge. But the Bills obviously haven't shown to have a big ground game unless Devin Singletary pops off, which could happen at any time. But I'm rooting for a close game here. I think the Patriots have it to win, which will make things really interesting in the AFC. And I'm going 2 games in a row, first half under 21.5. I think that one's a slam dunk here.
You're some man for the first half over under, aren't you? You love it.
I'm the king of it.
You are the king of it. Yeah, let's see if it comes in this week. I mean, this one's an interesting one. Pats win the first encounter of these two in the regular season. Bills win the second. I watched Mac Jones against the Miami Dolphins, and he didn't amaze me. Neither did Tua, but definitely not Mac Jones. This passing game needs to get going, like Martin said. You can't just keep being so run dependent. Teams are going to figure it out. You've got to air that ball out if you want a chance. And the Bills aren't going to stand for it. So I'm going to take the Bills here. Look, the Patriots have lost 3 of the last 4 games, and the only win that they got was against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, they blew them out, but they're the Jags. So Bills -4, and I'm not going to touch the total here because, like you guys said, weather-wise, it's a bit tricky, so let's stay away from that one.
Yeah, earlier this year I picked the Bills to be the Super Bowl, winners, and still going to stick with that. I like the Patriots, but last week that was kind of concerning for them to lose to the Dolphins in a game they, needed a win. But yeah, I'm just going with the Bills -4.
The more I think about the under, the more I think about if it's a low-scoring game, I like the Patriots.
Exactly.
So I have led myself to believe that even if the Bills win, they will not cover 4. I will be taking the New England Patriots +4 points. And with that, Number 7 versus number 1. The matchup we've all been waiting for.
Oh, God.
Jake's prediction to be the worst team in the NFL this year at the start of the year.
Yep.
Worst overall record in the playoffs.
Yep.
Philadelphia Eagles, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bucks are minus 8.5. Over/under is 47, and we will start with you, Jake.
Can you guess how many wins the Eagles have against current playoff teams?
0.
0.
Wow, what a stat.
Name their best win. Is it the football team? Like
I would say-
when the stadium fell on top of Jalen Hurts?
I would say the most impressed I was when they lost to the Chargers by 2.
That's a loss, though.
That's such a bad thing to be impressed
A
by.
team that didn't make
That's
the
terrible.
I didn't say I was taking anybody yet. I'm just telling you.
I'm just saying, like,
He
why
asked
would
me
you
a
even
question, I'm
state
answering the
that?
question.
Why would you even state it a
They're in the
loss?
playoffs. Are the Colts in the playoffs? The Eagles are better than the Colts.
That is such a
That's not
soft
how anything
subject.
works, ever.
We don't touch that.
The best 14 teams are in.
No.
Playoffs
That's
are
how
a
I
ball game.
disagree with that.
No. That's not how things work.
The Chargers would boat race the Eagles if they played me.
Oh
Listen,
my gosh.
I don't think there's a universe that exists where the Eagles beat the Bucks.
Okay.
And the Eagles are a team that they only beat by 6 earlier in the year, and that was with Antonio Brown and Godwin and Fournette. I don't know if Fournette's going to play, but I really feel like Tom wants to have that matchup in Lambeau with Aaron again, and nothing's going to stop him from at least getting that far. And I'm going to take the Bucks minus 8.5.
With the amazing chemistry that the Bucks have with Gronk and everyone, and then Antonio Brown, some may say a cancer to the team, out. So they have no distractions, basically, going into the playoffs. Very focused. They put that Antonio Brown stuff behind them, and they're just going to go full steam ahead. I believe the Bucks are going to blow out the Eagles out of the water.
Blow out the Eagles out of the water.
Can I say that? Is that...
It's repetitive.
Well, it's Tampa Bay, so how about blow them out of the stadium in the water? They'll be
Into the
blown
water.
so far
Into
out.
the Tampa Bay. Yeah, no, they're just going to destroy them. They're going to steamroll them. There we go. Bucks.
I think for the third consecutive time, I'm going to disagree with Andrew Weisz.
I hate you,
Um,
Bears fans.
For a good reason. I don't think he's picking winners today. I think
thinks
he's
the
picking
Eagles are gonna
losers,
win?
But also, I love you, Andrew.
Bears fan Sam, I'm
I do
waging
think you're
war.
right. I think the Bucks are going to win this game. 8.5 is a lot of fucking points. I'm saying it. It's a lot of points. And
Touchdown
I
and
think this
a
was
field
the exact same spread as the football team game last year in the playoffs, if I'm correct. It might have been 9.5 or something. But I mean, there's not much else to say here. The Bucks have been playing close games, closer games than they should. But I think the Bucks are going to win this game by a touchdown or so, maybe even less. Who knows? But I'm not touching like the totals or anything. I don't know how this game's going to go. It could be 10-7 or it could be 44-30. But yeah, I'm going to say Eagles plus 8.5 due to the fact that it's a lot of points.
So 44 to 30,
Words
they
of
don't
those
cover.
viewers
So, all right.
and anybody who uses our wonderful power washing sponsor.
Barcroft Power Washing. Shout out.
Woohoo!
Shout out Barcroft.
Do not overthink this game. Tom Brady, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, minus 8.5 points. You're going to listen to the guy who has Jim Harbaugh as his virtual background to tell you that 8.5 points is too many points. Bucks minus 8.5, over 47. This game's not going to be close.
That was not nice, the ricochet shot at Jim Harbaugh.
That was not nice. Quote of the
I'm
year.
not even a Tom Brady believer, okay?
Respect.
Tom Brady is not going to lose by more than 9 points to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Is he going to be in the show?
You mean he's not going to win by less than 9?
Don't put words in my mouth.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, no, I agree with everything Martin just said there. And like we've commented on the Antonio Brown situation, and yeah, he was toxic and he wasn't good for that team. But we got to remember, he was an asset to this team, and he was a reliable third option. He's gone now. And now you got Chris Godwin, who's just torn his ACL. So this is a different Bucs team than we've seen in the past, and it's how is this team going to get on with it? Well, I tell you, they got to get their big boys to stand up and pick up the slack. Gronkowski's got to have a good game. You know, Tyler Johnson's got to step up. These guys are going to have to do it if they want to win this game, and I do think the Bucs will cover this one. The Eagles are too run dependent. They're the most rushing yards for any offense in the league. Bucs will figure that out. They have a vicious run defense, and some teams don't even want to run the ball against them. So I think this one is a comfortable win for the Bucs, and I'm going to take the under because I think they'll just choke out this Eagles defense. Offense.
I like the under too, Scott. Weather, again, it's supposed to be crappy in Tampa Bay. It's supposed to rain. Bucks, if Leonard Fournette's not playing, they really can't run the ball. But I don't know. 8.5 is a lot of points, and I don't think the Bucs offense is good enough to be able to win by more than 8.5. So I'm taking the Eagles 8.5 and the under. Not saying the Eagles are going to win, but the Eagles have beaten Tom Brady before, so.
Yeah, I'm taking exactly what Anthony's taking and put Le'Veon touchdown on my card as well. I think that the absence of Lenny.
Wait, you want Eagles cover
Playoff
plus
B.
the Le'Veon touchdown?
Correct.
Okay.
Plus the under. I'm taking the Eagles,
Wow.
the under, and Le'Veon TD. These teams played in Week 6 at the Link. It was a 28-22 game on a Thursday night. I had friends that were at the game. The Eagles covered that night as 7-point dogs.
Yeah, they did.
They are now 8.5-point dogs. I realize this is the playoffs, but give me the Birds plus 8.5. The 49ers versus the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah.
Rapid fire. I'll go first. Total's 51. The last time the 49ers beat the Cowboys win, Sandy, what year?
2003. I don't know.
2014. The
Wow.
over is 3-0 in the past 3 games between the over is 3-0 in the Cowboys' last 3 playoff games. I'm taking the over 51.
Talk to me.
I want to take the 49ers. I don't believe in the 49ers. The only reason I would take 49ers is because they're playing the Cowboys and I don't like the Cowboys. But I'm not going to do it. Not going to compromise the integrity of the show. Not going to compromise the integrity of the show. I'm taking the over 51. Jake.
Dallas -3. I don't trust Jimmy G. That's the biggest reason why. I just want to throw something out there, though, that I thought about earlier today, and I wanted to bring the topic up on the show because we're not talking about this team because they go by the Packers. And you know how the Packers kind of have an NFC championship game choking problem?
Mm-hmm.
And I know you're going to say, oh, Dallas isn't going to do that. Could you imagine if Dallas makes the NFC championship game against the Packers and it's Mike McCarthy going into Lambeau?
I would like the
that would
story.
be like, if you're a Packers fan, like the amount of pressure on that team would be astronomical.
I don't think that there's any bad blood between the team.
Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Well, I mean,
I think it would be more
he
between the front office and him.
Well, I mean, Mike was kind of the scapegoat as to why they had a couple down years.
It's true.
And now, if the Packers don't make it for this year, Aaron should just quit.
It would be a great story if the Cowboys were able to get to that point and then beat them in the title game. There's no world, no universe where that happens.
But they're going to get to the divisional round and cover -3 because Jimmy G, I do not trust him at all.
Yeah.
At all.
Jake, I'm glad you said that. I totally agree with you because I'm picking the Cowboys for almost the reason that I don't trust Jimmy G. And I have one note written down and it said it's going to be a shootout, so I'm taking the over 51. But this game was tough to pick for me because going into it, I kind of felt like the Cowboys have had so much expectation all year. There are a lot of people's Super Bowl favorites. A lot of people's favorites to come out of the NFC. Doesn't mean they will, obviously. But, I mean, the Niners have been playing, kind of limping their way around all season, have been doing pretty well. And they made a statement win against the Rams. In the last game, it was the first time Sean McVay ever lost after leading into halftime. So they're coming in with a lot of momentum. But I think the Cowboys might just have the heart to get it done and at least go the divisional round this year. So I'm going to take them 3 points.
If I can quote my former college football coach, Bronco Mendenhall, one of his favorite things to say was, the more you can do, the more you can do. Deebo Samuel can damn well do it all. I mean, if Jimmy G and Trey Lance get hurt, throw Deebo back there, he's going to make something shake. I'm going 49ers +3. Scott, I know that's probably to your dismay. However, 49ers have been rolling. I love Deebo Samuel.
Can't wait to hear it.
I love Ayuk. That defense has been looking pretty stout. I'm also going to take the under because I know they're quite run-heavy. I know Dak will try to air it out. But I am going to take under 51 and Niners +3.
That doesn't disappoint me, Martin. I'll tell you what does. Tommy knows the Cowboys are going to win this one, but he's not going to pick them just out of pure pride, and that stings. That stings. You gotta. This is time, boys. This is the time we win. This is time. Dallas finally get a bit of consistency in this game. But to be honest, guys, I don't know what I'm making my team this season. One week the offense will go out there. It'll put up 20 points. The next week we'll be out there. We'll put up 50 points. It's just too damn inconsistent. One week Zeke looks like Zeke from 2016. The other times he looks like Zeke who just got back from Cabo and is not sharp at all. So I'm like, I don't know what to make of this team, but I tell you what we got to do. We got to lock down George Kittle because he shows so much passion in this team, and he is the engine that runs this team. If we shut him down, we shut Debo down, I think we got a great chance to win this. I'm going to take Cowboys -3 and 2 great offenses going up against each other. I'm going to take the over, and I'm so damn confident that the Cowboys are going to win. If the Cowboys don't win, I'll jump into the Irish Sea wearing nothing but a cowboy hat. So, let's go.
Whoa! Whoa! We got a little stakes going
Hey, hold
on.
on. You didn't say you would get it on film.
Oh my God! What a stakes!
I'll
That's
keep it plain and simple. I don't like the Cowboys. I don't like the 49ers, but the Cowboys are a better team than the 49ers, so I'm taking the Cowboys -3. I just don't trust in Jimmy G. And Debo Samuel's been that whole offense, so.
to what Scott said. If they shut down George Kittle and Debo Samuel, I don't know how you expect to do that because they're two superstars.
True.
So I just based off of skill and talent alone, I think the Niners are going to win this game.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they do. I pick winners, and I believe that the Niners are going to win.
It's all you know how to do.
The Cowboys simply choke. It's what they do. They're America's team, and they choke. Wow. That's what they do. So
you trust Jimmy G?
I trust Jimmy G. He's a good-looking guy, no homo. But I think he's gonna lead them past the Cowboys.
The first reason he gave as to why you trust him is because of how
He's a good-looking guy.
he's a good-looking guy.
I'm telling you, if he's a good-looking guy, he's probably good at football. Tell me, hey, good-looking guy, good at football.
Battle there for reasons, honestly.
That's it. So I'm sorry, Scott, but I'm gonna have to pick the Niners against your Cowboys.
That's cool.
And will you jump into the sea with a Niners hat if they lose?
I don't think anyone wants to see that. I would blind people if they saw that. So I don't think that would happen.
Scott, I respect you for putting yourself out there.
Yeah, that's crazy, Scott.
Good God.
We're holding you to that, Scott.
Yeah.
Just so you know. All right. Sunday Night Football. Why this game is Sunday Night Football, I probably couldn't tell you. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's in Arrowhead Stadium. It is -12.5 in favor of Kansas City, and the total is 46. This is the highest spread. As Sam would say, 6.5 is a lot of points. This is double that.
You just wait until you have to hear what I have to say.
I will go ahead and start here.
Please do.
As it has probably been recognized by this point, we have not picked any Steelers games on the show this year.
We have not.
This week we're picking all of the playoff games, obviously. So we are talking about this game. I will say this: the Steelers lost 36-10.
They did
in Week 16.
Mm-hmm.
We were 10.5-point dogs in that game. The over hit in that game. The over is not the best bet when it comes to the Steelers, but we got just beat bad enough that the over hit. I don't expect that to happen this time. I expect the defense to play their best game of the year. I expect them to get, I would say, over under 6 sacks. I'm taking the over on that.
6?
6 sacks.
You're going to sack them 6?
You're going to sack...
We got 10 sacks against the Browns.
Patrick Mahomes is going to get sacked 6 times.
These teams met...
Are you insane?
These teams met in the AFC divisional playoffs in 2017.
Alex Smith, yeah.
Alex Smith. Big Ben. That was the last time the Steelers won a playoff game.
Uh-huh.
I think that it's just...
Wait, was that when Antonio Brown went in the locker room afterward and went on Facebook Live?
I don't remember if it was that game, but probably.
He's done a lot of crazy shit,
he's done
so
a lot of
we can't keep up with it.
I think that the stars
What are you not understanding?
aligning.
It's Alex Smith versus Patrick Mahomes.
You're not understanding what I'm saying.
You're not
The
understanding.
stars are aligning.
Sorry.
The stars are aligning right now. The last playoff game Steelers won. Chiefs. First game this year. Ben's last ride. Chiefs. It's just too perfect.
No.
I mean, that's all
You're reading too much into it.
However, I will just say that I am not betting this game. You can say whatever you want. Tony, if you want to pick, then go ahead. I just don't want to be responsible for us losing if I took the Steelers, which I would, obviously. So I'm not going to touch this game, but those were my thoughts. I think it's going to be a defense battle. If I were going to pick anything, it would be the under, but I'm not even doing that. So we'll go to Jake.
Of the two big spreads this weekend, this and the Eagles game, I don't think it's humanly possible for the Eagles to win that game. I would be utterly shocked if the Eagles won. I do believe the Steelers can win this game.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the coaching staff, and they have the pass rush.
They have the pass rush
to disrupt Mahomes.
They have in my opinion, the best player in football right now at his respective position is T.J. Watt.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a decent secondary with Joe Hayden and Micah Fitzpatrick. It's not the best, but it's decent enough to get you by when they're all there. And right now they are all there, finally.
They have to.
TJ Watt's arguably the best player in football in general right now.
Yeah.
I stand with that.
They have to pick either Kelsey or Hill and shut one of them off completely. In the games the Chiefs lost way early in the year when they were 2-4 or however bad they started, you could look at the games and see either Kelsey had a really bad game or Tyreek had a really bad game. You got to pick one of them and shut them down. I do see the Chiefs winning 28-17-ish. So I'm taking Pittsburgh plus 12.5 because that franchise, I know how that franchise operates. Actually, I don't, but from an outsider perspective, I know they operate. I don't think they're going to get embarrassed twice in a row. I just don't see that. They're such a well-run organization where they are. The whole reason they play is for the postseason. And I guarantee you when Mike Tomlin walked out of Arrowhead in Week 16, he said, I really hope we see these guys again because we'll have a way better plan for them. And
This team has rallied around Ben these last 2 weeks.
Yes,
It's
they
been
I have seen that for sure.
Inspired football, which we had looked completely uninspired previously.
Can Big Ben throw it downfield just a little bit? Please, please, please. I really hope he can.
Well,
Can the offensive line help just a little bit,
Well,
please?
I will say the offensive line's been looking a little better the last 2 weeks as well. We moved a new guy to center, and he's been playing pretty decently, and Najee's been having bigger holes the last 2 weeks.
Pittsburgh plus 12.5. Let's go.
Yeah, to piggyback off of Jake, there's no humanly way possible that the Eagles win. But there is some off chance that the Steelers could win this weekend. I think it's possible.
Do you know
But
what the percent chance was 1 week ago the Steelers were going to make playoffs?
what?
8.
Well, that's because of the fucking Colts. You don't have to bring that up in front of this guy.
We don't
It
have to talk
happened.
Colts.
That's
We
the
don't
That
talk
was unnecessary.
Well, that's relying on something.
It's a
It's
soft
just
subject.
relying on Big Ben throwing it down the fucking
That
field.
wasn't
Come
even
on,
a
Dan.
shot at the
A
Colts.
bit too soon. Tommy.
Okay.
But I'll let it slide. I'll let it
Respectfully.
slide because it's
Respectfully.
Big Ben's last season. Maybe last game. But yeah, I think it's
Said
possible that the Steelers win. But on the show, I pick winners. And that's at the end of the day, that's what I do. So I'm going to pick the Chiefs because they're going to win this football game.
Okay.
It is Big Ben's last game. He isn't looking
Is
great. Last season, I'm sorry. He isn't looking great. Probably runs an 8-second 40 right now. But
That's not important.
I think it is important when you're the starting quarterback of a
What do you
playoff
think
football.
Peyton Manning 40 time was when they won the Super Bowl?
Did you see
With the
that
Broncos.
end around against the Cowboys? He was moving on it. So
There was no human running his direction.
and he almost got caught.
Get some Big Ben and Najee.
But yeah, so I pick winners, and I think the Chiefs are going to win. They're unstoppable. I think they're going to make it to the AFC Championship, and we'll see from there. But they're definitely making it far. So
Don't overthink this game, viewers.
Yeah.
Steelers plus 12.5. It's as simple as that. Not touching the total. 12.5 is a lot of points, Sam, and Steelers plus 12.5.
You said it perfectly, Martin. And I'm going right after you. It's a lot of fucking points. 12.5 is way too many points, actually. That's more than a lot. But, Tommy, I think you're going with your heart a little too much here, and you're letting yourself get carried away.
I didn't even
The Steelers are going to cover 12.5 here. And I am picking them. I trust Big Ben, and I feel like this will be his last ride, last season, but it's not going to be his. I don't think it'll be his last game. I think the Steelers can pull something off here. I feel like this could be one of those games where Big Ben goes 45 for 77 with
80
they
passes.
probably only get 150 yards with the way the passing.
77 passing attempts.
And that would be classic Big Ben. I'd love to see it. I've been the Chiefs' harshest critic all year, and I think it's about time someone shows it. And yeah, the Steelers have been fired up lately, and I've actually loved to see it. I had a lot of hate for them after the Bears game, after that highway robbery, but that's over now. And I'll take the Steelers here. That's from the total.
Well, look, Sam, you've been a Steelers supporter, or a Chiefs hater all year. I've been a Chiefs supporter all year.
Your father.
I mean, yeah, he has a slight influence, but I looked at this total and I debated for a while and the spread here, and I just think plus 12.5. I think you got to put some respect on the Steelers and what they've managed to do in the last few weeks, and especially Big Ben. Get this team into playoff contention, and it's in the playoffs. They're not in contention, but I think the exit door is headed at Arrowhead tonight, or not tonight. Sorry, this week. I think there's no way. I just don't see it. Look, the Steelers have a great defense. We know it. T.J. Watt he's doing bits. Possibly defensive player of the year as we speak. but the Steelers' O-line is just too damn weak. I think, Tommy, you said Mahomes is going to get sacked 6 times. I think it's the other way around. I think Ben's going to be on the floor more than Mahomes will.
100% agree with you.
I just think they're struggling to run the ball. This O-line, it's just not where it needs to be. And the Steelers were exposed the last time these two teams played. And I know Jake said they got to shut down Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. Well, the last time these two teams played, that didn't matter because Byron Pringle and Mecole Hardman picked up the slack. So what's to say that won't happen again? So Steelers plus 12.5 because it's pretty disrespectful spread, I think, with the over 46.
All right.
Oh, please pick the Chiefs.
Please.
Anytime this year, I'm not taking the spread on either of these games.
He wants to pick the Chiefs so bad.
He should. It would be so funny.
All I'm gonna say is anytime it was above a touchdown and I took the Steelers this year to cover plus, whatever, 7, 8, 12, 14 and a half.
Yeah.
The points were never too much. I think I took the Chiefs or the Steelers spread against the Chiefs, and it was like 14 and a half, and like I said, it was not enough. But with that being said, it's hard to blow a team out twice. I mean, the Bengals did it. It's going to come down to this game being clock management, and the Chiefs really, clocked us well, I guess you could say. But I'm taking the under in this game just because I just have a feeling that it's going to be a close game for whatever reason. I don't know if the Steelers are going to win. I hope they win.
Yeah, all right. So you want me to say that? Right? Okay, guys. So I just got a phone call from Sean. He couldn't be with us today. He said Steelers by 1 million. I just wanted to make sure we got that.
That's good. Yeah, no, he told me.
Let's go, Sean.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's go, boy.
Sean couldn't be with us right now. He has an ear infection.
Oh, he does. Yeah, he's somewhere with his shirt off, playing with the bat.
Just chilling. Him and Sixers chilling.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, we'll get to our last game, the final game of Super Wildcard Weekend.
Yeah.
Monday Night Football. Arizona Cardinals, Los Angeles Rams, home of the Super Bowl. Can the Rams go to the Super Bowl in their home stadium? The total is 49.5 points. Jake.
So going 12-5 and making it to the playoffs, that's good. But when you consider everything the Rams have given up for Stafford, Von Miller, Odell they signed because he left, but whatever. But I feel like they have invested so much in this season. If they lose this game, it's a colossal failure for what they're trying to achieve.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I believe in McVay. Stafford's been a little turnover prone. He might throw one in this game too, but I think he'll make enough throws for them to win and cover -4. Kyler's first playoff game, Kingsbury first playoff game. If the Rams lose to the Cardinals, and they could win and still cover, and I could be an idiot, but I'm picking them to cover. But if they lose to the Cardinals, that's going to be, I think they have the most pressure of any favorite of this weekend. So I'm going to go with the Rams to win and cover.
I pick winners. This is also a close game, like the Niners and Cowboys, but there's this clear talent advantage that the Rams have with Cooper Kupp, who just broke the record.
Yes.
With all the talent and all the weapons that they have, Jalen Ramsey, and all the signings, I think they're all just going to come together this week. I have a gut feeling they're all going to come together this weekend, and they're going to beat the Cardinals. I love the Cardinals. I love Kyler Murray. He's a fast guy, but I got to...
Good-looking guy. Trustworthy,
good-looking guy. Guy you bring home to the parents.
It's not as good looking as Jimmy G, though.
Not as Jimmy G. I mean, what are we even talking about here? But yeah, no, I believe that the Rams are going to win this weekend for sure, 100%, guaranteed.
Well, I actually am agreeing with Sandy for the first time this show.
Oh,
Wait,
cool! Thanks, Sam.
Or did you take the Steelers? Regardless, I'm agreeing with Sandy. I'm taking the Rams -4.
Pick one. That's what I did.
The Rams got, I don't know what happened in the last game against the Niners, but that was a brutal second half. I think kind of rattled McVay, but McVay's good enough to bring his team back. And the talent that they have is just too good to waste on a first-round exit against the Cardinals, who were, I hate to say it, the Steelers from last year, basically. And they're the fraud and also the broken. They got no D-Hop. They lost to the Seahawks. They gave up 38 points to the Seattle Seahawks in Week 18. Not a good way to go into the playoffs. Not much else to say. I think the Rams have too much talent to lose this game. Too much at stake. It is a third matchup between them. But I'm also taking the 49.5. I think there's going to be points scored. I don't think defense is going to play that big of a part in this game.
Yeah, this one's going to be a cagey affair, I feel. I mean, the Cardinals start the year 7-0, and then everyone's saying, oh, look at this team, they're fantastic, they're this and that. And then suddenly the wheels just fall off as soon as this loss of DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, that was catastrophic for this team. And then you lose J.J. Watt on top of that. And they just haven't been able to find their momentum since. I mean, yeah, I sat here and watched the Cardinals game with one of my buddies, and I watched my Cowboys lose to them, and it was just the most deflating loss I think we've had all season because my Cowboys looked awful. But besides that, the Cardinals have lost 4 of the last 5 games. They just don't look like the same team they were to begin the season. And the Rams, like we're all saying, they just have too many superstars on this team to not win. I just don't see it against this depleted Cardinals. So I'm taking the Rams -4 and over 49.5 because it's a divisional game as well, as much as a playoff game. And Cardinals are going to give it their all. They're going to go out with a bang if they do go out.
Rams -4. Not much needs to be said. Cardinals are who we thought they were.
These teams,
Short and sweet.
Wow.
these teams have played twice this year, obviously, same division. Split those matchups.
Yeah.
Over has hit in both of those matchups. Over 49.5, Rams -4. If the Rams lose this game, Sean McVay should be fired. I think it's safe to say that.
Oof.
Wow.
That's a bold take.
The Bears would throw $30 million a year at him.
The Bears won so
Bears,
bad.
Sean
You
McVay, the
can't,
Bears.
you can't trade your first-round picks for the next 25
well,
years.
that's the GM.
Oh no, but I'm just saying, you can't trade your next 25 first-round picks for players, and that coach not be able to figure it out and at least win one
No,
play.
I agree.
Wow.
I 100% agree.
You know what I mean?
Well, Goff took them farther last year if they were to lose this
Well,
game.
and that the year they went to the Super Bowl, I remember they went all in that year too. They got Ramsey that year, and I think they got
Marcus Peters. They actually traded for Peters, then traded him away for Ramsey the next year. It was weird.
They also had John Wolford play a half last year.
Exactly.
I'm not talking about
And
last year.
Jared Goff had a broken thumb on his throwing hand. So, like, I don't think you could take too much out of last year's playoff loss. But
No, I'm saying that I'm just comparing that the last time I feel like they went all in, they made the Super Bowl. I'm not saying they're going to make the Super Bowl this year, but I think they at least win this game. So I like the Rams.
I'd be shocked if he got fired.
I don't think he's going to get fired. But
it was just for emphasis.
Rams and over are the plays this week, or in this game. And that'll do it.
Did Martin pick?
Oh, wait, did Martin pick that game?
Martin said he had to lead, but he took the same as us, over in Rams.
All right.
That's the
Over and Rams from Martin. There you go.
There it is.
Sandy, thank you for joining us.
No problem. This is my help.
Jake, thank you for joining us.
No problem.
Barcroft Power Washing. Also,
Barcroft Power Washing. It's what we do.
we got merch. This is going to be dropping soon.
New merch.
Brand
Stand
new
up.
merch.
Stand up. Show it off to the people. There we go.
Now
We go.
we go.
The catchphrase of the boys upstairs.
We've also got this in store. As the marathon continues this last season, thank you 7 shirt in store now.
Come on, Ben. Come on, Ben.
We're pushing for you, Ben.
Make me proud,
We
Ben.
would love for you to win. That'd be
I was
awesome.
going to say Barcroft Power Washing probably would have met me and Scott out on Monday night, but
Monday night we had that thing.
We had a lot of stuff going on.
I'm under the age of 21, so I physically cannot walk into a bar. So
We had a lot of stuff going on. My body was still recovering from Scott's epic weekend here.
Also, yeah, Scott had an epic weekend.
He did.
And we had a great Saturday night.
The amount of times that Jake is
We're not putting
sending
it
videos of live reports. Bears fans, get your ass down here.
None of them were ever on a Monday.
Monday night
Scott, I do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, occasionally Sunday.
we went to the woods and
We had a great time with the Wolves.
great time. Tommy ate a steak in 10
It was a
seconds.
great time. It was awesome.
That waitress was super hot.
The waitress was so hot.
She was.
The guys were stoned.
She didn't text me back though, goddamn.
She did it.
I
Lindsay.
spent $50 on a
The
7
one that got away.
Lindsay.
Yeah, that's her name.
Oh, how'd
That
you
is the
know?
one that got
Let me
away.
check. Let me check. It's
No,
not-
check. I thought she texted you, "Hey, I'm Lindsay."
Hey, I'm Lindsay. I'm blocking your fucking mouth. that would just be
That would be terrible.
knife
That'd
in
be
the
worse.
wizard.
Ah.
Let's go, Big Ben. Let's go, buddy.
All right.
Come on.
Thank you, 7.
Thank you.
Enjoy the games this weekend. Who knows what's going to happen? It's the playoffs. Once you're in the dance, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Be safe.
Like and subscribe.
Did Magic Johnson tweet that?
That was a great show.
Let's go drink a beer.